I've got the gears. Is that a word?
You gotta build those boom tubes. Can you hear? What? Today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. We built a 1.7 liter V8 using 8 Tillotson 212cc go-kart engines, and we put it on a go-kart. And in today's video, we're gonna give it a NASCAR exhaust to give it that sweet signature racing sound. So I think if we get rid of these 8 individual pipes and we add a 4-into-1 plus a 4-into-1 with a crossover pipe with those signature NASCAR boom tubes, it's gonna sound a lot closer to a stock car than it is your Nova.
Oh no. Does that mean we're gonna...
That means we have to put this back on and build a second one.
Okay.
Alright dude, you know how I said that this thing was gonna sound like a small black Chevy 262 low compression 110 horsepower engine? Well, I'm gonna prove it. What we have here is my 1975 Chevy Nova with 21,000 original miles on it. It's equipped with a 262 small block Chevy V8, which is the smallest small block Chevy they made that I know of. And it's got low compression. It's super slow.
I don't think our T8 is going to sound anything like this.
You're right, because I actually put Flowmaster exhaust on it. So I'm going to have to like drop the exhaust to make it really sound like what we got in there.
All right.
But I thought I'd take you for a spin at it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So when we swap our T8 engine into a Chevy S10, this Nova is what we're going to race. So I'm going to take this thing out for a quick spin to see what we're up against. No, man, ain't no way.
You're right, this does sound way better.
Hey!
Hey, you want to time me a 0 to 40 mile per hour?
Yeah, let's do
roll?
let's do a 0 to 40. On your mark, get set, go. Oh my goodness, dude.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
It might be close, man. Our S10 might actually be faster.
I think that's a respectable time for a 4.3 liter V8.
I think so too, man. I absolutely love this car.
It's a good car.
All right. Well, we'll see you back at the shop. Hey, man, are you over here snacking on our Thrive Market groceries again?
Yeah, man. Thrive Market is today's video sponsor, and they're our go-to destination for healthy groceries. We love using Thrive Market because we're able to save money without sacrificing convenience on getting high-quality brands delivered straight to the door.
This includes some of our favorite snacks, like these jalapeno beef sticks, this paleo snack mix, plus they have so many more options to choose from, like low sugar, high protein, vegan, and more. So click the link in my description box or go to thrivemarket.com/CarsandCameras to receive 30% off your first order and a free gift when you join Thrive Market today. So before we build this exhaust for it to totally sound like a NASCAR, we need to redesign this. This is our secondary timing chain that helps these 4 engines stay in correct time with the other 4 to make it sound and perform like a V8. As you can see, the chain is doing all kinds of loops, and it's caused this chain to be 20 to 30 degrees hotter than the other side, and it's already gotten dry, chunky, and bound up. It's bad. And if we want this to last in a pickup truck so we can drive it down the road, this needs a serious overhaul. So our first choice was to use gears that would like touch each other, and so we could eliminate the chain altogether. We called 4 companies, and 3 of them never called us back after multiple phone calls, and the 4th said, well, they asked what we were gonna put it on. We told them a go-kart, and they just said, we're not gonna sell you anything for this go-kart. So we're gonna upgrade to 530 motorcycle chain. So we have O-ring chain. This should stay cooler for a lot longer, and it's bigger, so it should be able to handle the increased power of, well, 8 engines. And we have some Delrin here that we're gonna be making a new tensioner out of. And these idlers are gonna be made out of Delrin. So let's head over to the lathe and get this machined and install our new parts. So by the time I'm done with this Delrin, we should have 3 2-inch idlers that kind of look like longboard wheels on a skateboard. So let's get started. Smells like fish.
Smells like fish?
It smells like raw fish.
Interesting.
While this whole thing is apart, we're also taking the opportunity to address a design flaw. So because this vehicle weighs 900 pounds with a rider, we're getting a lot of flex, especially back here. So we actually blew the chain off this thing multiple times. So we're gonna reinforce back here with a tube and add a third bearing support to try to prevent our chassis and axle flex to keep this thing together. So we've done all we can on our new chain tensioner setup until Ike arrives with some specialty machine parts later this morning. Although I have to say, I'm very happy with how this bushing and bearing has turned out so far. So now it's time to get started on the exhaust. So our plan for our NASCAR exhaust is to build an identical one of these for the front bank of engines. So same length primaries into one collector. And then we need to figure out our crossover pipe and the signature NASCAR boom tubes. First tack, here we go.
Here we go.
Now going back now.
Covered.
Sweet. Well, it's halfway done. Well, half of it is tacked.
Yeah.
Rather. So now we need the inner two engines to come up and around and equal the same length as the other ones so they can go into our collector.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
That looks good.
Oh, hey, man.
I'm totally blinded. I walked in on the welding.
Welcome in.
Special delivery for CarsandCameras. I've got the gears.
Looks really nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I spent 8 hours doing this.
Holy cow.
I know, right?
Well, just send the bill to Luke.
Can do. I went through 4 bits machining these out in 8 hours. So you can see a little bluing right there where the... Anyhow, this is gonna work fantastic. And this one's gonna be slid on here. So, but they're gonna go all the way to the case. And we should be able to run our chains. The smaller sprocket is gonna make the chains spin slower. Hopefully that'll help with the heat. And yeah, I'm just hoping they'll last a lot longer this time.
There's no kind of crusty about that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
It got severely overheated.
Yeah, literally.
It won't
like,
even droop over my thumb.
right, and the master link had
Is it
turned
blue?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this thing is cooked.
Yep. Trophy material.
That's right. Well, let's get our new system rigged up and test it out.
Alright, now that I got it 3, need to spin it on the shaft to make sure it's
Straight.
straight.
What a beaut!
We did it. Hi guys, we did it.
Let's get it welded up.
Luke did a fantastic job building this header. Now we've got to work on the collector. So a collector is going to connect all 4 of these pipes into one. So what we've got here is, I believe, a 3-inch pipe. We're going to square this up so it'll be able to slide right on to this conglomerate of pipes. Did I say it right? So we want it to fit on tight, so we're gonna square it up. So I'm gonna use the vise here, and I'm gonna use this C-clamp, we're gonna see if we can make a round pipe square. If we can. So I'm trying to keep this part from spreading.
Say that again.
So I'm trying to keep this part from spreading. And I'm having much difficulty holding it. Really? All right, let's give this a shot. It's working. That looks pretty good right there. Let's see how well it fits. All right, it's a little oblong. It's not exactly a square. I guess I should have seen that. It's more...
Rhombus.
Is that a word?
It's more like a rhombus.
Kind of diamond shaped to me. Rhombus? Did I learn a new word or did you make that up? It's mostly in there. We're gonna tack the 4 edges and then we're gonna hammer this to it. And it's gonna turn out marvelous.
Ta-da! Not bad, right? Got our 4-into-1, our 4-into-1. Now we just need a crossover. We gotta build those boom tubes. So every cup car that I've seen has some kind of crossover in between the 2 exhaust pipes after they get out of each bank of the engine. Either an H pipe or an X pipe. Well, I'm gonna call this a U pipe. So I just need to trace, cut here, cut a hole in here so the exhaust can kind of cross-pollinate between the 2 banks, which is gonna help with that sound. Kyle, you worked on NASCARs for a while. This makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah, perfect, spot on.
You said nothing about this makes sense.
So we were noticing that when we had this axle in, it has a lot of play in that keyway shaft area. So I think it's in our best interest to just go ahead and give it a new axle, new bearings, new sprocket hub, new brake disc, give it the whole 9.
Yep, great idea.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that easy. You can see where it was eating it up here before. We moved it over here and then it started eating that up too.
Doing the same thing.
Just so old and brittle, just wore out. So there's nothing wrong with this brake disc here. So we're gonna go ahead and reuse it. And it's a little tight here on the axle. So a little teaching moment of what I like to do. Just scuff it up just enough where when you get a hammer, it should go there you go. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit. That way we can put it on the new axle as well with our bearings and our new sprocket. We're not going to reuse that at all.
That's just going to live there.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we have an axle that has some bad spots in it, we'll cut off and save whatever is still usable, because this is going to make a great jack shaft at some point in the future that I'm going to put on the shelf. Whoa, 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 what's going on over here?
Hey buddy, I'm just trying to prove a point here.
What's that?
That cart sounds exactly like a 262 small block Chevy V8.
Well, it didn't when we rode in it earlier.
Well, that's because we have our exhaust on it. I want to drop the exhaust where it sounds exactly like open header, just like we got on the cart.
All right.
I mean, I'm just trying to prove a point, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that thing's gonna sound like a NASCAR, this thing sounds like a NASCAR.
Okay.
All right.
I just gotta point out how crazy clean this car is under here.
Well, an old man owned it. I don't know if he bought it new, but he owned it, and this is one of those cars that literally was probably driven on just Sundays, because his Bible is still in the center console of the car. Are you ready? We just added at least 100 horsepower to this thing by uncapping the exhaust.
You took the restrictor plate off the Red Dragon, huh?
I did.
Okay.
Off the Yellow Dragon, that's
Yeah.
right.
We'll see about that.
Let's do it.
4.3 liters of fury.
Okay.
Calm down.
What do you say, boys? Things sound like Cup Car?
Crank car.
What do you think, Kyle? Cup Car?
Sounds like a gear stock at a dirt late model track.
What? Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Sure.
Actually, it sounds a lot like that.
No, it doesn't.
Man, this thing's shaking like a dog crapping bones, boy.
That's the choke that's on.
All right, well, let's quit messing around and get this thing finished up.
So I'm working on putting this thing back together. Now, when I drove this thing, the top speed wasn't all that great. So what we're gonna do is do a little gear change. We're gonna go from a 62
You see that one's a little bit creamy.
down to a 60. And I believe that this is the sprocket that was on this cart when I sold it to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so full circle. I know y'all put a bigger sprocket on it because it would not go. But now that we got 8 engines, it'll go. And we just need to get a little bit more top speed. All right, so I got this axle up in here. Now I just gotta get my chain alignment,
Okay.
get my brake caliper back mounted with our reused brake disc, get it all centered up right, tighten everything down, hook up the chain, then we're ready to send it.
We have these smaller sprockets that we've machined, and that should reduce wear and speed of the chain. We have O-ring chain. We decided to go with these 50 idlers instead of these bushings. We think this Delrin is going to wear out really fast. We're still going to use this as a tensioner up top here. So I just need to cut some spacers so we can get our spacing right, and gonna see what happens. So you can hear that. That is the sound of a summer thunderstorm. We're gonna have a muddy test drive. That's not gonna stop us from running this chain, get this thing set up. So our second timing chain is almost complete. We just need our final idler we made, or our tensioner, out of this Delrin, and it's gonna be good to go. So we
Basically keeping the slap down.
Yeah, bingo. Just keeping the slap down. And this thing is going to be ready for a test fire as soon as, well, Luke welds in the holes he just made in the exhaust.
Hey, voila, like that. All right, we're gonna close up these gaps and it'll be ready
For
to do the
crossover.
crossover. Yeah. I did the other one. I figured I'd give this a shot.
You're a fantastic job.
That looks plenty. Put them right over here. Get these tacked in and welded up. We'll be ready for some boom tubes.
Do you approve of your own welds?
Oh yeah.
How many times you burn through?
That came out pretty good. You know. Minimally enough to be able to weld it back shut, so it's fine.
I have very little words to describe it. Kind of reminds me of a pulse jet in a way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we're not even done yet. We still need the boom tubes, but you know what? We got to test fire this thing to see if it sounds anything like your Nova.
Oh, it won't sound like my Nova until we put the boom tubes on. Oh yeah.
it actually sounds really good.
I don't know what it sounds like from the back, but from up here it sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it sound anything like your Nova though?
No.
Does it sound anything like a Cup car?
No. I don't know what it sounds like. I've never heard anything that sounded like that before.
I mean, it
From here.
Yeah.
It probably sounds totally different from the back.
It does.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. It has a very unique sound. All right, well, we're not done quite yet. We got one more trick up our sleeve.
All right.
We didn't put a nut back on this side for the chain tensioner.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
It's loose
that
already.
could be a problem. They probably pushed it.
And boys, this thing is hot already. It's like too hot to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't fix anything.
No.
But it'll last longer, probably.
Think it'll last longer? Let's see this one.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, this one is good. This one is fine. So the unchanged chain is right at 77 degrees. Now before we had a 20-degree difference, and now we have a
50.
50-degree difference.
degrees.
So we went the wrong direction here.
I don't the chain should be turning at a lower RPM with the way we the different gearing. However, the chain is now making a sharper turn because of the smaller gears.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, guys.
Maybe the fact that it was slapping around, added some heat as well. So we can get a retension and try it again.
Yeah.
So the final piece of the puzzle for our NASCAR exhaust are the boom tubes. Now, boom tubes are the exhaust tips that a NASCAR Cup car uses. They are very wide and very low profile to help them go around the corners so the exhaust tips aren't dragging the ground. Now, it is an art form. The way real boom tubes are made, these are just inspired by boom tubes, but they should get the job done.
You know, this thing sounds like an old Ferrari 308 I actually worked on at one time at my old job. A few minutes ago, I was just like, holy cow, Ferrari. I can't believe it. It's nothing like we thought it was going to sound like.
Yeah, not a NASCAR, not a Nova. Turns out it sounds like a Ferrari. I love it. So our event, Mini Mayhem, is coming up this weekend. We're leaving tomorrow morning. And Go Power Sports is coming out. We got KJ Racing coming out. We got Chris from Ratherby Welding who's coming out. He's on the way here right now, actually, with some of his projects. So we're going to load up the V8 and take it to Mini Mayhem as well so we can see what everyone else thinks of the sound. And, of course, we got to run it down the drag strip. So let's get these things built, installed, and test it out again.
So the boom tubes are looking fantastic. They are near about perfect. Little heavy, but these things are gonna be awesome. Our biggest problem right now is fitting it to our exhaust that we have here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make our round peg fit in a square hole. So that's what I have this jack here for. We are gonna hammer this down, kind of turn it into a rectangle, and see if we can get it to slip on to our boom tube. That's gonna look ridiculous. All right, ear protection.
Looks pretty good to me.
Looks good. It's a good thing we're gap welders. Gotta fill in them holes.
Look at that gap.
So I'm gonna put it right here. So put down your
Class is in session.
What is going
Oh,
on?
we're teaching Bernie how to weld?
Yeah.
I love it.
Class is in session.
All right, you ready, Bernie? Yeah. Are you watching how? You see how close I am? Are you touching? I mean, I'm touching the wire. Okay. But the wire comes out when you pull the trigger. Okay. So you put it about this far away, which I'm touching, and you pull the trigger. Cover.
For about 3 to 5 seconds.
That's a tack. Okay. And then you pick another spot, if you like where it's at. I think I like where it's at. And then you pull the trigger. Did you want to do a fresh one, or did you want to fill in the gap between? How about filling in the gap between here?
So, and you're usually doing like small circles all the way down to.
You can do circles. You can do.
What do they call it? Diamond.
You can stitch.
Stack and dime.
Stack and dime.
So you can do circles, or you can do a zigzag.
This is the hazing we were talking about.
Yeah.
I like this hazing. I learned to weld from the comments on YouTube, so I'm pretty good.
Oh,
I watch like welding videos all the time, but I've never
Put it into practice.
Yeah.
so if y'all don't know who Bernie is the media guy for Go Power Sports, and he does a fantastic job. He handles all their media stuff. It's great. And well, since he doesn't know how to weld, he's got to learn, because I want him to know what it's like for us here in the shop when we put our projects together. So,
Because he's going to be welding at Mini Mayhem this weekend, right?
oh, definitely, we're gonna have to bring a. No one's gonna bring a welder. Are we bringing a welder?
I thought I saw a
Someone
comment
will.
that says
Someone will.
I'm bringing one.
So, so you saw what I was doing. What do you think you want to do? The circles or the zigzag?
I'm gonna go with circles because that's what the comments always say to
Okay.
do. So I'm gonna go.
I mean, it's a good way of doing it. So basically, when you pull the trigger, you're gonna watch, and it's molten metal, and the idea of welding is it's kind of like a puddle control. So you want to have that puddle fill in this gap. If you move too fast, you're gonna be missing the metal. If you wait in one spot too long, you're gonna be burning a hole straight through it.
Right.
So the idea is you probably want to move this fast. But I'm gonna watch. Get closer. Hold on. Yeah, dude, that's excellent.
Bernie.
That last bit was perfect. You were moving a little fast there in the beginning. You see how it's narrower right there? And you slowed it down, and you were filling it in just perfect.
For a first time,
Yeah,
that's an 8 out of 10.
yeah.
For sure.
Ooh, pretty soon you'll be as just as good as Luke.
That's right.
And did you hear that sizzling and stuff?
Yeah.
So that's
So right there, I'm like, that's what is that? That's happening when there are pops and all that other stuff.
well, you're not contamination or
Heat or wire
bad
speed?
ground, wire speed.
Okay.
So you want that nice. sizzling
Luke's going to
bacon
have
sound.
a real answer for that.
Well, they make the joke. It's making bacon.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. It looks
Not
fantastic.
bad.
Yeah.
And
It's not going anywhere?
Fine.
That's right.
Fine.
it's not going anywhere. John, we had a vote on how to do these tips. I hope you like it because
it
you
looks
weren't
great.
here for it.
I think it looks freaking crazy.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
good.
finish her up, man.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Cranking.
These brakes don't work that well.
Really? You got so muddy.
Yeah, I went to the first right there.
It sounds and looks so unique.
Yeah,
It is crazy.
it feels crazy. For a second, I just felt like there was nothing behind me. I was just nothing but spinning.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's like it spins, but it doesn't move out.
No.
It's just moving so much weight.
Yeah, 900 pounds.
Hey, that thing sure does sound good. Hold on, I got something for it. Wait right there, guys.
Oh heck, looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned rev-off, boys. Hot diggity dog. I can't hear anything. All right, Bernie, which one sounded better?
Honestly, I'm gonna go Nova. I'm gonna say Nova.
Alex, which one sounded better?
No, it's ours. It's the V8.
Yes, sir.
The V8.
Yeah.
2v1?
Wait, they're both V8s. Which one?
Okay, our V8.
Yeah. Kyle?
Of course, ours, bro.
Heck yeah. Jason?
I'm going with the go-kart all day.
That's it.
Oh, you're not.
Hey, that's all right.
Thanks, Bernie.
Hey, the fact that a 1.7 liter cobbled together V8 could even compete with the noise of a small block Chevy, I mean, that's pretty good company to be in. But we are not done with this thing yet. We're gonna load up and head out to Mini Mayhem, where we're gonna show it off to all of our subscribers and even take it down the drag strip. Welcome to Mini Mayhem, spring 2025. We will see you over the drag strip. This one. All right. It just lost 3 air filters. Yeah, it did. It just immediately bounced 3 air filters right off.
It bounces around so much, it lost the air filter.
It lost 2 air filters immediately, or 3 of them immediately.
Oh.
It's all right. You didn't run it very long, so we got to glue those back on or something.
That was so good.
Yeah, appreciate it. Absolutely. It was the best sounding thing out there.
Oh, that thing sounds awesome.
Oh yeah. Boom tubes? We built the boom tubes. Yeah. If you want to see the builds from this spring's Mini Mayhem, go check out our friends at Rattlecan Customs and their video, What Am I Looking At? Yeah, buddy.
So all we got to do is zip tie these air filters in place so we can run it again. I'm working on the last one.
That's right, it's just so heavy, it bounces so much, and Bam, it knocked 3 of them off.
This thing is the worst riding go-kart we've ever had.
That's right. And you know what? This is kind of a common issue with these style air filters, but I will link our favorite air filter down in the video description that are much, much better than these, and it's a good protection for your investment. Gonna try this again. It's a mean vehicle. Yeah. Not a drag racer.
That's fair.
Sounded like the belt was slipping though.
It did.
Yeah. So we're still just trying to test this thing to prepare it for the S10 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you got about 3/4 of the way down and it's sort of winding up faster than it was moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it's just the belt slip. Not much top end on that thing.
Dude, that thing sounds amazing.
That's why we built it, boys. Appreciate it. It's cool, and you know, this is all just test and tune for when we put it in the pickup truck. So if it can survive a couple of passes out here, that's all we need. 600 versus 650. Ready? Very close. Can you hear? What?
Yeah.
Chain came off?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's test this heat, okay? You can sort of test that. This side is radiating heat.
Yeah.
And it's loose already, so yeah, we need to back to the drawing board again.
It looks like the idler probably bent.
Oh, snap, yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of done. But
It made it.
dude, it actually seemed kind of impressive.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah.
had the whole shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
And
Oh, good.
It sounded incredible too, and that's what
Good.
we were looking for, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just another step in the R&D process to get this thing ready to put on the road. Well, it's Sunday at Mini Mayhem. Pretty much everybody is packed and left out, but be sure to come to our October event. It was a blast, as always. Shout out to Chris for coming out, Rather Be Welding on YouTube, Instagram, Go Power Sports, they came out, Rattle Can Customs, Jumper Cable Dads, Fabricated, KJ Racing, the gang was all here. So we gave our Tillotson V8 a NASCAR exhaust, but it turned out sounding like a Ferrari. Who would have thought? It sounds incredible, but we are back to the drawing board once again on our timing chain. You will see that here on Cars and Cameras. Thank you to everyone who came out to Mini Mayhem. We can't wait to see you in October. We'll catch you next time.